The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 was officially introduced at the Galaxy Unpacked event last month. I had the opportunity to get my hands on it a few weeks before the launch, and I'm finally able to talk about it. This is the Galaxy Z Fold 2. With the first Galaxy Fold, Samsung has introduced a new category of foldable smartphones. Back then, people said, who needs a foldable smartphone? No one. And see now, in the meantime, Samsung has introduced the Galaxy Z Flip, and just recently, the Galaxy Z Flip 5G, and now in 2020, the Galaxy Fold gets an upgrade too. At first sight, both smartphones look pretty much similar, but if you go into detail, you can see huge differences between both models. By far the biggest change is the size of the cover display. I've been using the Galaxy Fold since around 6 months now, and there's not much you can do than skipping a song on Spotify real quick or reading through a message, because the screen is so small. But with the Z Fold 2, the cover display is finally usable. The display is now 6.2 inches big and has a resolution of 2260 by 816 pixels at 60 Hz. The front camera sits in the middle of the display and has a resolution of 10 megapixels with an aperture of f2.2. Some of you who have seen the Galaxy Fold before may have noticed that the Z Fold 2 is a little bit wider now. I really like that because it feels better in hand and it's less like a remote control. The smartphone is also thinner. At the thinnest point it's even over 1.5mm thinner compared to the Galaxy Fold. Away from the cover display to the frame and the hinge. The frame in the Z Fold 2 is flat now. With the Galaxy Fold it bothered me a bit that the frame was rounded, but Samsung has, well, I don't want to call it a problem, but Samsung has definitely made an improvement here in my opinion. On the right side is the volume rocker and the power button, which also functions as the fingerprint sensor. Setting it up is the same as with any other fingerprint sensor. Just put your thumb on it a few times and you're done. The hinge has really changed a lot. The hinge on the Galaxy Fold was still wobbly and the device could not be set up at 90 degrees, for example. On the Galaxy Z Flip, Samsung has redesigned the hinge a little and managed to make it possible to adjust the angle to suit your needs, so that the device really does stay the way you want it to. It's the same principle with the Z Fold 2 now. For example, if you want to take a photo of yourself, but there's nobody around to take it for you, you simply place the Z Fold 2 on a table, adjust the angle and raise your hand. This automatically triggers a timer of 3 seconds and then a picture is taken. But now to the main display. The Galaxy Z Fold 2 has a massive 7.6-inch display on the inside with a resolution of WQHD+. And now pay attention, the panel has a refresh rate of 120 Hz. So you have a huge foldable display on the inside that has an incredible resolution and can also display 120 Hz. And who thinks now 120 Hz only drains the battery? I can calm you down a little, because the display controls the Hertz number itself. For example, if you're reading an article, the refresh rate drops to 1 to 11 Hz. If you play a game, it will be 48 Hz or 120 Hz. And for videos, the display will look what makes most sense and saves the battery the most. I can already imagine that some people will complain about the bend in the middle of the screen, but I can also say something about that. If you use a foldable smartphone, such a bend cannot be excluded. That's just the way it is. And just when you use the device for 1 or 2 days, you don't notice it anymore. It's the same principle with a notch on an iPhone or with a hole punch camera. You just fade it out after a while. Since we're already talking about the hole punch camera, we can also talk about the one on the inner display of the Z Fold 2. The camera is located in the upper right corner and has a resolution of 10 megapixels at f2.2 aperture, just like the camera on the cover display. The pictures look good, the colors are great, but you should expect that from a €2,000 smartphone. On the back you can find a similar camera setup as on the Galaxy Note 20. A 12 megapixel main camera with a f1.8 aperture, an ultra wide angle camera with a f2.2 aperture, and a 12 megapixel strong telephoto lens. Why Samsung didn't use the same 64 megapixel telephoto sensor as in the Galaxy Note 20? I can't say that, but the pictures are still very good. In the camera app there are some different modes, just like slow motion for example. Nothing special here. You already know all this from other Samsung phones. But there are 2 new features. Firstly, the possibility to do selfies with the main camera. To do this, simply press the button in the upper left corner, turn the smartphone around, and then you can take pictures via the main camera, viewing it on the cover display. But there's also a new feature in the camera app that allows you to view pictures you took and the viewfinder at the same time. It's called Flex Mode. You just have to click the small button in the upper right corner this time, and you have a split screen. On the upper half you can find the viewfinder, and at the bottom you can find the last taken picture. This way you can save yourself the trouble of switching to the gallery after each picture to see if the picture is sharp at all or has any other flaws. Now to the inside of the Z Fold 2. Under the hood beats the Snapdragon 865 Plus, which clocks up to 3.1 GHz. In addition, there's 12 GB of RAM, 256 GB of internal storage, which unfortunately cannot be expanded. The smartphone is powered by a 4500 mAh strong battery that can be charged by 25 watts via cable or 11 watts via wireless charging. The Galaxy Z Fold 2 also supports a wireless power share, which can be used to charge various accessories such as the new Buds Live or the Galaxy Watch 3. At 279 grams, the Z Fold 2 is another 3 gram heavier than its predecessor. But I wouldn't say that these 3 gram are particularly noticeable in your hand or your pocket. The device will be available globally in Mystic Black and Mystic Bronze. The special thing about Mystic Bronze is that this time the color is matte and not high gloss. It just feels really good in hand and you can see less fingerprints on it. The RRP of the 5G foldable is 1,999 euros. That's even 100 euros cheaper than the Galaxy Fold. If you want to pre-order the Z Fold 2, you can do so now. The official market launch starts in around 2 weeks on September 18th. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'm Max from All About Samsung, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.